Hey, welcome back. I just wanted to explain, first comes first. I did the intro right after I filmed the video, and I went about my day. I went to ShopRite, I took a walk. It's been about 4 hours since I did my makeup, but when I went to come and edit the video, I noticed that I never recorded the intro. So I'm going to start real quick by saying this video is an all Maybelline video. It's only Maybelline products. If I can have 25 people subscribe by the morning, if I look and there's 25 people that subscribed, I'm going to do a drawing and I'm giving away 2 of these Maybelline Lemonade Craze palettes. They do work beautifully. The 4 shimmers, they are absolutely beautiful. Everything so far, it's been about 4 hours since I did my makeup and I was in the heat. It's about 90 degrees outside. The only thing that is changed from the video is the lipstick, because it was a very dark lipstick I used in the video and I didn't want to run around today doing my errands with that. But everything else stayed on. The cover up looks beautiful still. The eye makeup, the eyeliner, the eyelashes, everything still looks pretty like intact. So again, please subscribe. Just hit the button right here. Right next to it there's also a notification bell. If you hit that, you'll be notified from any of my future uploads. Thank you. Bye-bye. Hey, so I'm going to start this video like all my others. I'm going to start with the brows. I'm starting with the Maybelline Ultra Slim Brow. I just had the box to tell you the shade. The shade is 262 Black Brown. So I'm going to do it a little differently today. I'm going to outline my brows with the pencil, and then I'm going to go in and try this pomade that I've never tried from Maybelline. Okay, this color is not, I think actually matches pretty good. It's creamy so far, not too creamy. Nice defined tip, so it's running right through, nice and precise and smooth and buttery. But it's not too buttery where it's like, you know. So here I'm just following my regular brow line. I'm going to take it straight across. I do it a little above my natural brow so they look a little thicker. But here I'm going down through the arch, all the way down to the tail. I'm going to use the spoolie to make it look more natural and faded. I'm going to be going down this on my left eye now a little bit faster, but doing the same exact thing. I'm just going to use the brow pencil to do the same exact thing to the same exact thing that I did with the other eye. I'm just going to follow my regular eyebrow, but make it a little thicker and make it a little fuller. Basically copycatting what I did, a little slower with my right eye. So now I'm going to go in. This is Tattoo Studio Maybelline 24. It's 24-hour hold. It's the color. It's the shade 382 Black Brown. This is the pomade I'm going to go in with. It comes with this little brush, which isn't that bad. It comes with a spoolie as well. So it's cutesy. It looks like this. And you open it up. And this is what it looks like on the inside. And I love the way fresh pomade looks. It just, I don't know, I just love the way it looks. So I'm going to dip into the pomade. So here I'm just taking the pomade and I'm going to be filling in my brows. Anywhere where I see that there's less hair, I'm just basically filling in where I applied the pencil on the outside, and I'm just filling in the pomade on the inside, down through the arch, down to the tail. And then I go into the front, but I never bring the pomade all the way up. I try to leave the first few hairs in the front. I'll take the spoolie and I'll brush straight up and kind of fade it together, because it makes it look, to me, it makes it look more natural. Next eye, I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm speeding it up. Basically the same thing, just filling in the inside, all the missing, the missing hairs that I do have. For the most part, my shape of my eyebrow is pretty good, but I do have a lot of hairs that are coming out. So I just fill everything in there. So this is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer. This is in the shade Light Pale. When you first get it, you have to twist it, a bunch until you see it starting coming up. Here we go. So it started to come out. So what I'm going to do is take my brush, which is, this is from Doe Color. This is the rainbow set that they had. It doesn't have a number or anything. But so for this part, I'm just going to take my brush and put it onto the sponge. I'm gonna clean up my brows like a little bit. I didn't really get much on the outside, but it does look better because when you put the cover up on the outside, the concealer on the outside, it makes your eyebrows look more sharp and more bright. So here I'm just going to go right above the brow, outside of it. Okay. I'm going to do the same thing to the next brow. I'm going to start by underlining underneath the brow. I'm going to speed up the pace a little bit because we already seen this, but basically I'm doing the same thing. I'm just going to go underneath the brow, trying to keep it as sharp as I can. Then on top of the brow, follow the shape around all the way down to the tail. You try to keep them as even as you can. I'm going to take my favorite brush to do this and my lids. This is the Morphe R32. I just go in and I blend all the concealer out and just kind of get it. Look at that. I made a really long brow on this side. I'll fix that in a minute. And then I go on this side, same thing, just to clean. Now I'm going to go in as well with the same concealer and just kind of, see, this is convenient when you're using it here and once you start going in. So now I just prime my lids. I'm going to use my Wet n Wild. Sorry, I do not have a Maybelline sponge, but my Wet n Wild sponge to blend this in. But this is the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. I am in the shade 10 Fair Light, but I'm just going to take a little bit of that, see how it comes in. You could either, sometimes I'll pour it into the cap, sometimes I'll go right into it, like I'm going to go in today. Just need some of that, and I'm just going to put this on my eye. This makes it so that it's a little easier to blend. Otherwise, it's a lot more sticky. Okay, so you could just put it on with a brush, a sponge, however you want to. Real quick, I think I'm just going to go in with the shade Sunnies and Sherbet at the same time. I'm just going to use that as like a transition shade. This is just to have like a pretty baseline base in the back. I always try to go all over the lid with the transition shade in perfectly. And do the same thing on the other eye. Sunnies and Sherbet. So here I'm just taking Sunny and Sherbet and just blending it all over my eyelid. As I'm looking at this palette, I think I'm going to go in with the shade Sweet Tea. I'm going to go right into the crease with it. I'm going to try to keep this like pretty simple because this is a very pretty like neutral palette. You can go a little crazy with the yellows and the pinks, but nothing's really too bright, but they have such beautiful shimmers, like this main squeeze. I don't know if you can see it on my finger. And the Strawberry Lemonade. They're both such beautiful shimmers, so I know I'm going to be putting that across my lid. I'm just going to blend this into the crease. I'm going to continue blending with my Lamar blending brush into the crease. Color Old Fashioned. I'm just going to go windshield wiper in motions. In the next eye, same thing with the Old Fashioned. Blend it into my lid. I'm going to go in deeper with this Old Fashioned. This I'm going to try to keep a little bit just like in the crease and at the end. up the lid. I'm not trying to bring it all over, but I definitely want it in the crease. I'm going to actually take some of that Ice Pop too. It's like the dark pink. And then the Old Fashioned, and put that in the crease. And I know I shouldn't do this because it causes wrinkles, but sometimes it just makes it easier for me. There, I'm bringing them into the crease and into the corner of my eyes. So I'm going to do the same thing to my left eye. I'm going in with Old Fashioned and Ice Pop. I will say just be a little careful with this palette. See how I was saying it's chalky? A lot of fallout. It has really not too much fallout on my face, but it does come up like pretty powdery on here. When you touch it, it comes up. So just be careful. To me, fallout isn't the biggest deal. That's why I always do my face, for the most part, always do my eyes before my face. That way any fallout, I could use one of my wipes, take any fallout off my face, and start my base. Here I'm just doing some more blending, and some more blending. A lot. Here I'm just blending that, the darker color, the darker pink into the corner of my eye. That was what was the Cherry Pop. I'm just kind of blending it because it looked really pink. I mean, really brown, and I want it to be more pink. I'm doing the same thing with the other eye. I'm gonna bring the shadow up a little bit more, like I wanted to. But I am noticing with this palette, it is a very nice palette. But as I'm blending, I kind of feel like the product is coming off a little bit. So now, wow, there was a lot of fallout on that. I'm gonna actually try to take like a flat brush, like a brush like, I'll use my Urban Decay brush. Like a concealer brush, to see if I could just get a little bit, maybe if I pat it on a little bit. Okay, do the same thing to the other eye. Just took a little bit of a concealer brush. Taking a little bit of that Ice Pop as well and just patting it with my concealer brush on my lid. I'm just reminding, please, if you're not subscribed, subscribe. And you will be in the running to win one of these shimmers. They're so beautiful. I don't know which one. I think I'm going to use a few of them. So I'm going to go in the inner corner. I'm going to take my Luxie brush. This is the small shader. It's the 245. I'm going to take the Strawberry Lemonade. And I'm going to lock it in with the MasterFix setting spray. I'm going to go into the inner corner. Oh, wow. What a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful color. I'm going to stop here with this shade. I'm going to go right into the main squeeze. I'm going to mix the main squeeze and the citrus together. I'm going to do the same thing with the setting spray. Just spray. And I'm going to blend that in to the Strawberry Lemonade shimmer. These shimmers really are so beautiful. And it's never a bad idea to spray your brush when you take a shimmer, like use a shimmer shade, because you have such a better chance of it going on smoothly. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this small brush and I'm going to go in with the Old Fashioned just into my crease. And I'm just going right at the tip of here and just... Other eye. So here I did the same thing as the other eye. Started with the Strawberry Lemonade in the corner, went with the main squeeze into the citrus. I covered my lid with those shimmers, and then I took a small blending brush, took the Old Fashioned and blended the corner of my eye and above those shimmers to blend it in beautifully. With one of my palettes, I'm just going to try to blend this in. It's a great brush too. You always want to try to blend all your shades so everything transitions in. Next step is going to be the liner. I'm going to go in with Maybelline Waterproof Ultra Liner. So it looks with a little small brush. And I'm just going to go this liner to pop out. Okay. Now I'm going to go over this one, this eye. So this one I went a little further up. Here I use the e.l.f. tape just to help get me the perfect, precise, sharp wing. That's that. Let that one dry. I have Lash Sensational. This is shade 704 Very Black. I'm excited to see if more people subscribe. That would be so appreciated. I have to fix this side of the liner because it's not straight. So while we're waiting for the glue to dry, these are Mariah by Dollar Lash Club. I love these lashes. I love Dollar Lash Club. I'll have to spend over $5 on lashes. Obviously there's beautiful lashes that are more than $5, but there are beautiful lashes from like $1 to $5, like total glam. But I have this cute little fan. Now I'm going to use this to make sure they're completely dry. So about 10 minutes before I did this video, I did, exfoliate my skin, and I used my Neutrogena lotion that I use every day. So I do have lotion on already. The primer I used is obviously Maybelline Master Prime. It's to hydrate and smooth. It definitely does that. I've been using this for about 2 weeks now. For the most part, I always use hydrating primers because I'm more dry than oily. So this is definitely a good one. I'm gonna go ahead and set my eyebrows. This is the Tattoo Studio Waterproof Brow Gel. This is in the shade 262 Black Brown. So if you want to try to match your color to like my hair color, if you're dark brown. And this is cute. It comes like this. This is my first time using this. It's cute. It's nice and sleek. This just to set it. And then you're gonna brush the product in evenly. This will set your eyebrow. They don't come off halfway through the night. So here I'm just taking the brow gel as I did on the right eye, and I'm just running it through my eyebrow to set it. Don't forget, 25 subscribers by tomorrow morning. I'm picking 2 people to give away the Lemonade Craze palette too. So subscribe, please. Today I'm going to use this. This is a fairly new product, but it's a brand new product to me. This is the Maybelline Superstay Full Coverage, up to 24 hours of coverage. This is what I'm using. I will list all the prices for everything, somewhere up here throughout the video. There should be the prices for all these items. I was going to say, I'm just going to blot this around. This is, the shade is 118 Light Beige. So I'm just going to kind of pounce this into my skin. If it looks a little fair, it actually is a pretty good shade for me once I bronze and everything. With my beauty sponge, I am just evenly pressing my foundation all through my skin so it is across my face flawlessly. So I am going to continue to just pounce that around just so it can move the foundation around smoothly all around my face. I'm going to do my ears as well, down my chin, on my forehead, just to make sure the foundation is evenly all around the face. Take your time around your ears, down your neck, the creases of your nose. I'm going to use the same concealer I used earlier, the Instant Age Rewind. And so I see this is when it is very convenient, the sponge. But the thing with the sponge is that some people don't like is that they don't like the sponge. They feel like they lose product, which, you know, I see. Obviously it's in a sponge, so it gets a little bit of it, but a little bit obviously gets stuck in the sponge. But to me, that's not, you know, I don't really care about losing a little of the product. It really is a great concealer. Here I'm going to start by pressing the concealer into the foundation, going underneath the eyes, down my chin, up my nose, up to the forehead. I'm just pressing the concealer into the foundation, spreading it so it looks flawless. This is the Maybelline Fit Me I showed you earlier when I set my eyes, the Maybelline Fit Me powder. I'm just going to go in a little bit under my eyes, and I'm going to put this here right now to bake a little bit while I do my under eye makeup. I really don't bake the rest of my face, but what I will do is like take the rest of that powder and just kind of pounce it around my skin to set. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hop back into the palette. It's a Luxie brush as well. The number, it's old enough that this is one of my Luxie brushes from one of my BoxyCharms, but the number is off. So I'm going to take this like a flat brush, and I'm going to into the other eye. And then with another small brush, it's a Luxie brush too, the number, this is Luxie 141 mini round brush. I'm going to take the Ice Pop, that's the pinkish color, and I'm going to, in with the brown. So here I just took the Old Fashioned and the Ice Pop and rubbed it on my waterline. Take the brush real quick and get this powder off my face because it's making me look even paler. Bronzer. I got this Master Bronze. It's a whole set. It has the highlight as well. I'm going to use my Ulta brush. This is my Ulta brush, the contour bronzer brush. So I'm going to go in a little bit with the dark color, like this, and a little bit with the, like that. And go like a little cheekbone. It really is amazing how far drugstore brands have gone. Like they really, not, you know, there are some high-end stuff that I still love, of course, but you can really like, you wouldn't even guess that this is, you know, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference or know if I had high-end or drugstore makeup. A lot of these products like are just so great. All right, so I'm going to go in with this middle shade just a little bit to contour my nose. So here I'm just taking my doe color brush and I'm just going to run down each side of my nose, a little bit in the middle, just so it makes your nose look a little thinner. I'll also put a little highlight on there as well. But again, I'm just going to run the brush down each side of my nose here. I'm going to take real quick and I'm going to just put it on my eyebrow. my eyebrow bone. It's a nice color. It's nice. For blush, I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Fit Me blush. This is in shade... Hopefully there'll be a shade somewhere written on the screen, because as for right now, I don't see it. Right, I'm going to use my Real Techniques stippling brush, and I'm going to brush it into this blush. Apples on my cheeks, and I just kind of like to blend it in with the bronzer. Blush, it's not too much because I don't like too much blush. I'm just going to kind of... So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the highlight from the bronzer palette with this small brush. This is the Crown. It's by Pro Crown. It's C527. It's a small brush. I'm just going to do the inner of my eye, the inner corner of my eye, but I'm going to spray some setting powder on it so it makes it more potent. Dip it again, spray it. I'm going to spray my face. With my Morphe M451 highlight brush, I'm going to try this highlight and see how it does on the cheeks. Pretty and subtle. You know, it's not as bright as the Master Chrome, but you don't always need, and you don't always want a crazy, you know, a very heavy highlight. It actually is very pretty. It's like, you know, oh wow, it's actually very, very shiny, actually. As I started blending it, I started seeing the highlight. Wow. Maybelline, do your thing. On the nose. Okay, I'm going to do my bottom lash and then lipstick. Please, again, subscribe right here. Hit that button. I definitely am a fan of this mascara. Okay, I'm going to take my brush one more time, and I'm just going to blend it all in. And now for lips, I'm going to take this. This is the Maybelline 112 Composer. I think it'll go good with the eye, make the eyes pop a little bit more. And with colors like this, I don't wear often, but I do love the colors. This is the end look. Love, love, love. Again, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I have 2 of these beautiful palettes to give away. The shimmers are like so beautiful on this palette. I love, love, love them. Love the shimmers. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4 shimmers. There's a lot of colors here that I didn't even touch. I only touched 3 colors, and then I touched all 3 shimmers. But subscribe and you will be in the running to win one of these. I'm giving both of them away. They're both unopened, brand new. So I thank you. Please, again, subscribe. You could even hit the little notification bell right next to it so you'll be notified for all my future uploads. And I love you. Peace.